So this problem is from Electronic Homework 1.4, number 16 in Math 141. We have a number of bacteria in a refrigerated food is given by n of t equals 21t squared minus 136t plus 64, where capital T is the temperature of the food. When the food is removed from the fridge, the temp is given by T of t, so it's the temperature when my input is time in hours. So that is 6t plus 1.2. So make sure these are case sensitive. You need to use a small t. So we need to do a composition here to find the number of bacteria related to time, because that's what the question ultimately is going to ask. Find the time needed when the bacteria count reaches 14,853 is part B of this. So we'll kind of jot that down here. Find T when N equals 14,853. So the first step is to do the composition. And I'm just going to go ahead and plug this expression in for T, the capital T, and I've done that here. Then I actually need to, the system will take this as an answer for your electronic homework. My Open Math takes that. So we can just leave it that way, which kind of works out nicely. So for part B, we can actually just take this 14,853 and sub it in right here for N, or N of T, the composition, right? And then we can do something that's called, I'm just going to get rid of that, U substitution. So you may have learned this in Math 99 or not, or whatever algebra you took. But I can let U equal this 6t plus 1.2. And then I can factor my thing. I can solve out and factor and such. Okay, so I would have 21u squared. So it's going to look like a quadratic here for me. Just a typical one without the expression, kind of like when we have the t in there. It would be easier to work with. So we are going to set this equal to 0 first. So we're going to subtract the 14,853 from both sides. So I can tell this is going to be a messy one, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula. You would have learned this in your previous algebra. But instead of x, I'm actually going to put u will equal this. So my A is 21, my B is negative 136, and my C is negative 14,789. So I've written the formula here, minus B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC, all divided by 2A. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that stuff in and solve it down. Okay, so what I did here was just go ahead and plug everything in. Negative 136 is positive 136 plus or minus negative 136 all squared. So that's going to come out to be positive 18,496. And then I have a negative here, so that's plus the product of the 4 times 21 times 14,789. So pretty big number, 1,242,276. And then I add those together and take the square root. And that's where I got this 1,122.84. Then I just add that to the 136. I'm not going to consider the negative right now because I'm thinking this should all be positive time. We're not going to go back in time. So I add these together, just get rid of that negative, and see how that goes. And then I get U equals 29.9724 once I divide by the 42, and it doesn't terminate, so I'm just going to leave it like that for now. It's like approximation, but I'm not done yet. This is actually just what U is, but remember that we have U is equal to the 6t plus 1.2. So let's see what that comes out to be. So I'm plugging in 29.9724. I'm just kind of rounding off there for the U. So that's equal to 6t plus 1.2, and I'm going to solve for t. So subtract 1.2 from both sides and then divide by 6. So when I do that, I get 28.7724 divided by 6 is approximately, use that symbol, 4.7954, and then I just put the dot to show that it continues on. When I plug it in for my answer into my open math, I just actually rounded, you could put in 4.795. I even just put 4.79 and that worked. But that wouldn't, it should be 4.8. Let's see if 4.8 works. Let's see if they give it to us. Yeah, so as long as you round to one place, you could do more than that. A lot of times they give you directions, but in this one it doesn't. So just use your judgment with that. And if you're not sure, let me know. And if you think you got marked wrong inadvertently, then for sure let me know. So this is the rounded version that I put in, and it marked it right for me. So you'll have a little bit different, setup numbers and things like that, but it'll be the same process. And this is a great review, or if it's new to you, method to use for U substitution is what we call that. I hope you find that useful and that you get this right now. If you've, I know some people were having a little bit of issue with that final piece, maybe because of the whole messiness of it. It's a lot of numbers, and if you don't use the U substitution, it gets a little finicky. Have a great day.